And she says that she unalives white people. Whether she was saying it in a rage or saying it because she actually does it, that does not make it right. I was talking to my husband yesterday, and I told him that there's going to be a time where there's going to be people that are going to say they're a nurse, and they're going to say that they're not going to provide services to white people, or they do stuff in order to jeopardize white people's lives. And then I come across this today, and it speaks volumes of where we are as a society.
Now the truth is starting to come out. She said it. I love her. I wish I could give her a hug. I wish I had enough space on my phone to show you her entire video. But she recently told her husband, it is getting to the point where people are going to murder white people when they come in for medical help or just refuse to help them. And then she came across the ghetto nurses' response in Chicago, Illinois, while I unalive clear people. It's white people. Folks, you cannot make that up. This video is dedicated to Black fatigue for all of us. All of America that is sick of the 10% that think everybody owes them something, that they're just going to keep getting passes for their children murdering our children and their behavior because of, oh my God, 160 years ago, there was what? Slavery. I'm going to show you a video at the end of this one that will blow everything Black people claim is their right out of the water. You do not want to miss it.
Look like, and that's mainly because of slavery, and them saying they're tired of Black people being ghetto, this, that, and the third, but Black people have acted this way since day one. We haven't changed our community standards, what we think we should be receiving from white people in the past 100 years. So the whole "I'm critique the Black people" shit is just because you white people don't want to hold your community accountable. I can bet my whole bank account you've never experienced a Black person or the community.
I want you guys to know she had to cash at me all $17.22 out of her bank account. Because where does Sam live, folks? Sam lives in a Black community. I am 30% of the community looks like me. 30%. Yeah. And I experience the Black community every day. As you saw, I overlaid her little rant with some video footage from the 1920s where, you know, it was showing Black communities. The streets were clean, the houses were beautiful, and there was shady trees. Because the next clip's gonna blow your mind.
Neighborhood, and she's mad that it's so nice.
I pulled over to eat some food before my class, and I just got upset because I pulled over into a white neighborhood. It's just so nice, and it just reminds me that everything is about racism. They have so much shade, so much parking. Like, it's the simple shit. I couldn't even just pull over really and enjoy my lunch because I was like, I haven't seen a person of color walk by me once. They're running around and it's white people. Y'all got a really nice neighborhood. Of course y'all do.
So now shade is racist. Yes, you heard me right. And I actually heard this term in some of the classes I took on farming recently. It's called environmental racism. That is the correct terminology for what she's looking for. My suggestion to people like her is if you would put the same energy that you put in finding yourself as a victim and fixing the problem, you would have shade. Because here's my question to you. How many of your family members go out and plant trees? None. That thought never crossed her mind that to fix the shade issue, you have to do what? Plant trees. She's not going to plant trees. That actually takes effort. So guys, this is literally what we're dealing with in America right now. But as the last video, I want you to hear this man on Black fatigue. And I'm having to remake this video because YouTube decided to age restrict my last one so they can stop the reach of the video. That's how they do it to shut us up. They demonetized me, which means they took all my money. Haven't received money from YouTube in 3 months, which makes it very hard for me to pay my bills. And now they're age restricting me. And the purpose of that is to stop my common sense from getting out there. If you'd like to support our channel, look in the top of comments. There's 5 ways you can do so. I really need you guys' help. I have 2 more weeks before I can reapply to be monetized.
Genocide and of being enslaved. That is not unique to anybody. I was recently in Ireland and I never heard anyone talk about the potato famine. They know it. They know it happened. But they don't talk about it every day. I go to China, I wouldn't expect to hear about the rape of Nanking every day. The only reason these things would be discussed routinely is if they are pushed by the culture. That's where this stuff comes from. Comes from the culture that we consume. Most people, in fact, there's only one group on this planet, one subculture, that uniquely obsesses about this stuff. That like wants to obsess over the N-word to the point that they say it to each other every day. And yet if they hear anyone else say it, they freak out and act like, the biggest victims in the world. Let me ask you, who else in the world acts like that? It is not normal, organic, logical behavior to obsess over race like this. This isn't something that happened organically. It's not something that happened as a direct consequence of anyone's actions. It is culture.
He is not wrong. CRT, along with DEI, has literally raised an entire generation of young adults and older adults that think it's okay to call people cracker, to call them white tea, and all this other nonsense, but they're the victims. What other culture in America do you know that has black-only business loans, that has BIPOC in the agricultural world, black farmer meetings, whites are not allowed, black historical universities, black scholarships, preferential hiring treatment by the federal government? What other group has that? Black people. And who are the victims? Black people.
People want to, look at colonization, the culture of colonization, and ask, why didn't more white people have the strength of mind, the individual character to rise above that culture? Well, first of all, I would say that a lot of white people did. And obviously we did, because we now live in this egalitarian society that we live in, the most racially egalitarian society that has basically ever existed. We freed the slaves. We fought and died to free the slaves. But if you're wondering why more white people didn't rise above the culture, look at yourselves. You don't rise above the culture. You indulge in it. That's human nature. And it's not impressive. Hearing someone with first world clothes, they're indoors, they're housed, they're living a first world lifestyle, complain to me, a working stiff, about something that happened to their ancestor 400 years ago is, to me, crazy, insane behavior. To a place where you now can regularly hear black culture come up with confounding, absurd theories about how they were the actual true indigenous Americans, or they were the true indigenous Israelis, trying to literally steal the ancestry and heritage of other oppressed minority groups.
He is not lying to you. There are whole Black Israelite groups that literally are the most racist people on the face of the earth. They hate white people. They're militant groups. I've done videos on them. It's a true thing. They're also now claiming that most black people are actually Indians. They never go get their DNA done. They just steal the first Americans' identity as their own. And they're literally allowed to do that. We're allowing them to do that. We don't call them on it. I'm on TikTok yesterday. I ran across a lady legitimately saying that all redheads are black. She was dead serious. All redheads are black. So now, black people in America are not only claiming to be indigenous, First Nation people, claiming to be the lost tribe of Israel. They are now the people that all redheads belong to. Folks, it's truly, it is. It's a mental illness and it's getting out of hand. They have co-opted braids, which, let's go back to the Vikings. Man, they did some elaborate braiding in their hair. That is a 4,000-year-old culture. They co-opted bonnets. It's offensive for a white girl to wear a bonnet. The Dutch have been wearing bonnets for 2,000 years, people. So black people scream appropriation of culture, but they are the thieves that steal everyone else's culture and ghettoify it, and then get angry when the rest of us do it the correct way.
That's disgusting behavior. You know why they do it? Because they can. When I hear these theories, when I see these behaviors, when I hear people, routinely want to talk about things that happened well outside their lifetime, I have to come to the obvious conclusion, which is that we have spoiled these people rotten. That's what happens when you completely indulge people. There is no point in this discussion where the black culture is going to say, oh, you know what? Thank you all very much. We're even now. We'll stop saying the N-word. We're going to stop asking for reparations. We're going to stop asking for special privileges and entitlement and double standards. We're even now. It's all hunky-dory. We're all the same. We're all equal. That's never going to happen. That's not human nature. Instead, what we have done is encourage them to indulge more and more. So despite the fact that we're living in a post-civil rights era, it all gets worse, which doesn't make any sense. This stuff should be getting better, but it doesn't. So my message to the black culture is, you're not special. And if you feel insulted by that, by someone who's not black telling you that you're not special, you need to grow up. You need to realize that you have been consuming a culture that is frankly bonkers. You want to justify obnoxious behaviors? I have no sympathy. Your culture, black culture, is extremely degenerate. It glorifies degeneracy. It glorifies thievery and selfishness and crime.
Anybody can argue with the word that man said. Now, I have a lot of black friends, and they agree with me. They're sick and tired of the crime rates in their communities, and the fact that the same people that complain about the crime then hide the offender from the police. It's to the point that we tried. So normal Americans, we really did try. We gave it everything that we could. We're done. We're done. And we're telling you now, get your kids off those streets, get yourself off of all the different whatevers you're on, and get yourself straight. Because this is not going to end well if it continues, because we're not giving anymore. We're not giving you reparations. We're not giving you all the jobs just because of your skin color. We're not giving you scholarships to college anymore just because of your skin color. And we're not forgiving you your student loan just because of your skin color. That's not how a country survives. It's not sustainable. It's not normal. You guys have a mental illness in the black community. It is time that you face it, eradicate it, and get in the boat and start rowing with the rest of us to make this the best country in the world. Because you know what? If you don't like it, you can leave. Leave.